had a yucky feeling in her tummy. She was nervous. She had been worried about this day coming all summer, the first day back to school. Last year, Pickle had her 3 best friends in her classroom. They had so much fun together. But not this year. This year was going to be very different. Pickle didn't like things to be different. She wanted it to be just the same as it used to be because, well, that made her feel safe. "Come on, Pickle," Mrs. Mackles called. Mrs. Mackles was a bit flustered this morning. Although she'd remembered to buy the Mini Mackles stationery in time, she had forgotten to name the pens and pencils individually. "I'm not going," Pickle yelled back. "This is the worst day ever. In fact, I think I might be getting sick," she tried. "Okay, my lovey, come sit with me here at the table for a moment," said Mummy Mackles. "You know that funny feeling in your tummy? That usually comes when we're thinking about thoughts. Thoughts that make us feel uncomfortable. Something you might find helpful is to figure out what it was you were thinking about when that feeling first sparked inside you. Then we know what you may need some help with." "Well," Pickle muttered, "I was thinking of walking into a different classroom. I don't even know Miss Sweet Pea, and what if she doesn't like me, and what if I don't make any friends in my class, and what if my friends from last year stop being my friend, and my tummy hurts and I feel yuck." "Oh, well done. You have given us some great clues for why your tummy's so uncomfortable. There's some thoughts in your mind that are worrying you and causing your sore tummy. Lots of those thoughts are about things being different or unfamiliar. I can see why those would be worrying you. Sometimes changing the way we choose to think about them can make a big difference. Instead of saying things are different, you could try telling yourself they are just new, a new experience you haven't had yet, and those could be really exciting. At times, trying new things can feel hard, but you can do hard things. Do you want to know something else you might find really helpful? Those are just thoughts. They're not actually real. They're just an idea that your clever mind has come up with, but they are not happening right now." Just then, Pocket rudely interrupted. "Mum," he called from the living room. "Just a minute, darling. I'm talking to Pickle," Mummy Mackles replied. "Where was I, Pickle?" she said. "You see, something tricky about thoughts is that your brain can't tell the difference between what is really happening and what is just a thought." "Mum," Pocket interrupted again. "I'll be with you shortly, Pocket," Mrs. Mackles said calmly once more. "And Pickle, it's your job to tell your brain the truth. Tell it what's real right now. Have a look around, Pickle. What's real right now?" said Mrs. Mackles. "Well, Chippy's making her lunch in the kitchen and singing to music, badly. And Pocket's in his undies pretending he can fly." "Pocket, off the couch," said Mrs. Mackles under her breath. "See, this moment that's real, that's happening right now," Mrs. Mackles continued, "is actually kind of funny." Pickle looked at Pocket and rolled her eyes. "But we miss it when we're listening to our thoughts instead," said Mrs. Mackles. "Our brain believes what we're thinking about and sends a message to our body to respond to those thoughts. So our body begins to feel yuck. "Mom!" complained Pocket once more. "It's urgent," he spoke impatiently. "Oh, what is the matter, Pocket?" Mrs. Mackles responded quickly. "Finally," he said. "Listen to my armpit farts." "Oh, Pocket, what will we do with you?" she sniggered under her breath. "Do you know, Pickle," Mrs. Mackles smiled, "big squirrels get that feeling too. You're not alone. That feeling shows up in different ways for different squirrels. Some get a sore tummy, or have a super fast heartbeat, or maybe really tense muscles. There's lots of different ways. Can I let you in on my secret for when I've got those feelings?" "Yeah," Pickle leaned in attentively. "I say hello to them," said Mrs. Mackles. "What? What do you mean?" responded Pickle. "I say hello to them, and I make them my friend. Then I imagine my heart is like a warm, safe, loving home. I give that feeling a name, and I speak to it. Something like, 'Hello, worry,' or 'Hello, scared. I see you've come for a visit. You are lost and a bit afraid. I can see how uncomfortable you are. Your feelings are really big.' And then, Pickle, I ask if they would like to be my friend. I tell them I'm not scared of them. They can come into my heart, my home. I'll keep them safe there. I say, I'll look after you. You can rest and go to sleep." I've learned that when I try to ignore or push away my big feelings, they get stronger and fight for my attention. But when I say hello to them and welcome them into my heart, they calm down sooner and they don't bother me so much. Pickle smiled and snuggled into Mummy Mackles. She was very snuggly. Pickle looked up and said, "Can I really do hard things, Mummy Mackles?" Mrs. Mackles looked down into her beautiful little squirrel eyes. "Yes, my lovey, you really can do hard things." Much later, after a day of trying lots of new things in her classroom, Pickle couldn't wait to tell Mummy Mackles about her day. She sat upright in her bed, recalling all the new experiences she'd had. "You were right, Mummy Mackles. Doing different and unfamiliar things doesn't always mean they will be scary or bad," said Pickle. "Some new things can be heaps of fun. I get my very own desk now. I'm allowed to borrow 5 library books, not just 3, and I made 2 new friends at lunch today. And plus, Miss Sweet Pea is so nice." "Wow, Pickle, that sounds really great," Mrs. Mackles replied. "I did actually get really scared at lunchtime, though. I didn't think I would have anyone to sit with. I started to feel that really yucky feeling in my tummy, but I remembered what you said, to say hello to that feeling and to make friends with it. And all of a sudden, once we'd become friends and I told them they could go to sleep in my heart and I would keep them safe, then the scared feeling started to go away. So I told myself to use my courage and join some new squirrels for lunch, because I remembered I can do hard things." Mrs. Mackles was speechless. She felt a deep sense of pride rising within her. "My special Pickle, congratulations on such a successful day. You can do hard things. Now snuggle into your snuggly bed." She touched her nose to Pickles. "My whole heart loves you, Sugar Plum. Now it's your turn to rest and go to sleep." And as Pickle closed her eyes, she started to dream about all the new things she could try tomorrow. Who knows, she thought. Maybe the next new thing I try might turn out to be my newest, most favorite thing in the world. She felt a sleepiness drifting over her. Her body felt heavy. She felt a sleepiness drifting over her. Her body felt heavy on her comfy bed, and her mouth let out a great big yawn. Then her face settled with a small smile about it. She was tired, and her mind drifted off into a deep, peaceful sleep.